Namibia, they have a chance to secure the first 2 OP hero as a second pick here.
We've seen 2 different approaches, from first pick and for second pick,
Yeah,
for blue
right.
side and for red side, right? Blue side here, they can actually just start to narrow down some heroes, but leave a few heroes open. Just those, maybe go for some faint bans, right? Go for some bans towards some of the non-meta heroes so that you leave out some of these crazy heroes that are super prio because you have that first pick. Namibia can basically do the same. Again, if Cambodia wants to let a few heroes open, they're completely fine with that. They have 2 picks to play with, right, in the first phase. So we'll see. Leo Moore going to be banned first by Cambodia. We might see a Martis ban follow that through, or maybe a 1-1 ban from Namibia. As we all know, 1-1 still super prio despite the nerfs, but they will just choose to ban the Fanny.
Okay, it's interesting because they already banned out that this Leo mode. It means that Cambodia really aware with the meta they have right now, and there's no Povius. It means that the gold lane will be maybe more safe without Povius that can chase into the backline of Cambodia team here. But Namibia, they also ban this Fanny, means that Namibia also aware with the meta they have. So they don't want to let Cambodia to get this Fanny, or might be 1-1 as well.
Well, let's see here. 1-1 going to be banned out as expected. You can already see that the Phovius ban from Team Cambodia. It was a setup that 1-1 pick, so Namibia really read it well here with the 1-1 ban. And now we're going to take a look once again at the final bans coming in from Namibia and also from Team Cambodia. Namibia might want to take away the Valentina, a hero
or maybe
that
Martis.
is... Martis, Valentina, 2 heroes come to mind instantly here.
But I think they will try to, try to contest them. Oh, Kaja! We forgot about the Gacha. You know, how strong is Kaja right now? It's very flexible. You can put Kaja in the jungler. You can put the Kaja in the roamer position. He's very strong. He has maybe has the damage as well. So there's no Kaja for our first game for today. And Namibia, they are in the choices. You know, they have to choose which one they want to ban. Is it gonna be Valentina or is it gonna be Martis? But there you go. Martis will be the 3rd ban coming from Namibia.
Oh man, Valentina left up for grabs here for Team Cambodia. Again, they're a team that really likes to snowball, but I completely forgot the hero. There's just been released a prio hero, most definitely Joy. That was what the Phovius set up for. Not only did it actually force Namibia to ban out the 1-1, it's actually also just one of the great counters towards this Joy. They can just dash freely. And I can't wait to see the first Joy in competitive play. What do you think right now, Momo-chan? Joy.
Joy is very smart choices coming from Cambodia here, because we know this hero just showed up 2 weeks ago, and it's still very strong because he has the ability to dash very fast. Even though we know he has the rhythm, right? When you try to complete all the rhythm perfectly, you have more damage. So I think it's very interesting because we know how strong Joy is, and also the immune that coming from the ultimate, the electrifying bits. It's very interesting because no one from Namibia can touch Joy if he start to use the ability, the ultimate.
You can already see the confidence as well, though, here. Momo-chan, they're already hovering over Layla. Again, I don't think it's going to be picked up, but it's definitely an interesting pick if they do decide to opt for this. Right here, we might just see the Valentina. Honestly, Namibia has picked up 2 very... What?
Okay,
it's a Layla pick for Team Cambodia.
I'm pretty sure it's comfort pick, though.
I think it's I don't know what it is, right? It might be a comfort pick, but again, I don't think I've ever seen Cambodia play Layla. Well, to be fair, I've never seen anyone play Layla in the competitive stage except for Toda.
Agree with you. And same with you. I never seen Cambodia pick Layla, especially in the World Championship. It's very interesting. It could be a boomerang, though. They can win this with this Layla. They cannot win with this Layla as well. So, well, we will see. And Namibia, they already secure Loi and also Akai. It's very interesting. But we got some information that there will be a rematch. So it makes sense why they picked Layla.
All right. So unfortunately, there was a little bit of a technical issue, I believe.
I was quite surprised.
Exactly. I thought it was an actual pick. I thought it was legit. And then we got confirmation that there was an error in the draft. So back again, we are going to be talking about that. Man, that had me roll. That had me going for sure. Layla.
I know.
Can you
imagine?
Imagine if we remake it. After we remake it, they'll still pick Layla. Yeah. If they still pick Layla, then I don't know. Maybe the Vendetta was a mistake.
Maybe the asset as well. We don't know.
No, true.
Yeah, but we will see about the rematch later from the draft between Cambodia and also Namibia. But for the first pick, I think for the first pick, they cannot change it, right? Cambodia picked Joy already, and Namibia, they already picked Aloy, and also, which is very, very good. It's very good pick. They're coming from both of the teams. But for the second pick and the third pick, it's quite questionable.
It's very questionable. It's a very questionable pick. We were super surprised. I don't think I think surprised is an understatement on how.
Actually, I'm shocked.
Yeah, we were excited to see how they would actually pull this off.
Yeah.
Again, Layla in competitive play in an event as big as IESF, representing your country. Definitely don't want to mess up on that Layla. Once you lose in the early stages, you really got to just bank on that late stage. You got to wait for those items, and it's not easy to farm on Layla, man. You get ganked, and you're done.
I know, right? She doesn't have any escape capability, and she's very mid to the late game. She really needs items, so I think pick Layla is kind of a little bit risky here.
It's very risky
for Cambodia, but we will see about the rematch later. So hopefully they will pick something else.
Maybe. Right? I would actually.
But I'm okay. I'm okay
hoping
with
for the Layla because I want to see something different. We spoke about the meta, and hey, they're already showing the meta. I don't know. It might be a mistake.
It can be everyone.
Could be a mistake.
Yeah, it could be a mistake.
We'll definitely see. I don't know, man. Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that playstyle. I'm a fan of just like picking crazy stuff.
Yeah, because
to
you're
throw a
playing
curveball.
Your role is gold lane as well, right?
I personally don't like playing Layla because obviously it's not a fun hero to play in a high rank, high rank queues.
Yeah, I know.
Just get ganked. No escapability.
Maybe it's different because pro
players, right? Maybe they'll have 5 members rotate towards that gold lane to help them out.
That's right. Or maybe they will try to babysit Layla from the first minute here. We don't know. Yeah, but let's see about the rematch for the draft pick between these two teams. I would like to see what will they pick for the gold lane here.
That's the big question currently, right? Because after seeing the Layla, now we want the Layla. Now we actually want to see the Layla. But we'll see. Again, I feel like the meta heroes in that gold lane is definitely more towards... There's another L hero. Hero that starts with the letter L, Leslie. That's super meta currently. So we might actually see that. Maybe he's trying to go for Layla, but he couldn't find it. Or maybe because of a technical issue, he tapped on the Leslie, but Layla came out, right?
Oh, I thought this one is Layla.
Oh, maybe it is, right? Wrong gun. Leslie has red hair, not blonde, and the gun is a sniper, not a rifle, right?
It depends on the other skin as well.
Yeah, true. Depends on the skin. Hey, but Leslie just got a new skin. Right?
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, there you go. Leslie is a very meta hero, honestly, if you look at rank. Beatrix, even though has been nerfed, she's been nerfed so many times, she's still quite meta, actually, in the gold lane. What else? There's just so many heroes that you can actually pull off in the gold lane currently.
Is very popular
Melissa still coming out from time to time. Brody becomes a very good hero. Neymar.
Oh yeah.
The new Neymar skin for Bruno.
Yes, and also maybe Beatrix, even though we know that Beatrix popularity is a little bit, not become the priority as for now.
It's definitely fallen.
Yeah, it's a little bit falling here. But Beatrix, yeah, maybe some of the gold laner, they are still prioritize Beatrix here. But I don't know. Leslie is very good choice. But Clean should be maybe become the counter.
I agree.
Because Clean has the early damage here with the recall and also the quick draw. And it can multi Leslie since the early game.
Yeah, and you can actually stop that first ability, that conceal that Leslie has with Clint, right?
That's right.
Almost every single ability there can cancel that invisibility out. So Clint becomes such a solid answer. Solid range, amazing lane dominance, right? And that's what you currently need if you're up against a Leslie. You need to try to dominate that Leslie and take her down in the early game. Shut her down before she gets those items.
Right. Keep snowballing,
When the Leslie gets her items, Momo-chan.
I know, right? I think maybe around maybe 12 minutes, 10 minutes going into the mid game here. And we know how hard Leslie to survive by herself in her lane.
You're definitely gonna need some help, right? From a diggy pick, just any roamer needs to just rotate towards that
Trying
gold
to
lane to play with the
babysit her,
Leslie,
yeah.
babysit her from the early game so that she can actually farm up,
Yeah.
right? Speaking of though, the jungle now,
The jungle.
because the junglers that are prio, the junglers that have been banned, Kaja, Leomord, Martis, those three heroes, what do they all have in common?
Maybe we can play with the assassin if you want, Ling, or maybe Hayabusa still can be a prio. Lancelot if you want to try to, try to make your gold balance with the others jungler here. You can try to pick a Lancelot here, but we have a lot of jungler that's very very flexible in the jungler position. So I have no doubt for the jungler. You can pick anything. You can pick tank jungler as well. Even I also saw Grok jungler.
Man, I saw Valentina jungler.
That's right.
And there's just going to be so many heroes to choose from. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get straight into the draft. Once again, Cambodia on the blue side, Namibia on the red. Same band. It was the Leomord, Phobius, and Kaja for Cambodia. And for Team Namibia, they will be batting out the Fanny, the Wanwan, and the Martis.
That's right. We will see what's gonna be the second pick, because actually for the first three ban, it should be the same hero, which is it's Leomord, Phobius, and also Kaja. And Namibia, they have Fanny, Wanwan, and also Martis. There you go. Kaja is already being banned out, and Namibia they have they can pick the Loi and also Akai, but it changed. So they don't pick that Joy, but Namibia will still stick to the Loi pick here. Oh, it's interesting.
Okay, so I think Joy is still disabled. That's the reason, right? Because it's not going to be picked up by any of these teams. I do feel like that might be the reason as to why they actually remade it. Joy, you can't play it yet.
Maybe they banned Joy because it hasn't been played in the official tournament for maybe the M series, right? So maybe we have to wait for Joy to comes out, but we don't know. We didn't get the information. But for the current match, we have Loi and Akai for Namibia. Clean. Let's see. Clean, who can take the first early game here. For Namibia, I think could be the key for them to, trying to dominate the gold lane here.
Definitely, right? Picking up the Clint up against the Claude, a very good matchup for Namibia's gold laner, especially considering they have such a mobile jungler. This Akai is going to cause a lot of problems, but Cambodia have already responded to it with a very good pick for themselves. This Benedetta has been the response, has been the counter pick towards that Akai, but usually we see this Benedetta in the jungle. Currently, if we take a look at Cambodia, they do have Boom on this Benedetta with the Petrify. Again, they can obviously still swap it. They can still use it as a flex pick going into the second phase. But Namibia, they're already trying to ban out the junglers, the other junglers for Oppi. Ling going to be banned out by Namibia as they have already picked up a jungler for themselves. They're now starting to narrow that down. Cambodia now with the first ban in the second phase, second ban.
Yeah, it's Sling. Sling has been banned out from Namibia. So maybe we haven't seen real jungler coming from Cambodia here, because their pick is quite flexible. Benedetta could be the jungler, Valentina could be the jungler as well, but Valentina could be the mid lane and even the roamer. Benedetta also can go into the XP lane here. Meanwhile, she also can be the roamer for Cambodia, but obviously Cloud will go into the gold lane here, and there will be no Matilda for our first game here, and no Hayabusa. Namibia, they are totally respect with the jungler option that Cambodia could pick, so they just ban out these assassins.
Yeah, Mathilda has really been like a key in a lot of these games competitively, right? Because of just how mobile she is, how much lane prio she can give out, just with the wave manipulation, having such good wave clear and so good base stats in the early stage of the game. You don't really need to build that damage to actually deal damage early on. We can already see a heavy emphasis on that roaming position with the Lolita banned out as well, but Namibia is going to try to pick up that Kufra here. A good hero up against both the the Benedetta and the Valentina.
Oh, but there's really a fast pick that coming from Cambodia. It's between Atlas and also Angela. If they want to try to babysit all of the lane here, they can try to pick Angela because more shield from Angela, it means more protection for Cambodia. They will have more, more time to just do the team fight here. But Carmilla is gonna be the jungler from Cambodia. So Benetta will goes into the XP lane here, and the roamer will goes for Angela.
Carmilla in the jungle, something that we have seen many times as well. Not a competitive play just yet though, but in rank. I think if you guys have been playing ranked in the last 2 weeks, you've definitely seen this hero, but man!
Xborg!
The Xborg pick here by Team Namibia. And I do believe it's going to be an XP lane Xborg, a Kai in the jungle here for Team Namibia. So for both of these teams, it's done. It's wrapped up for the drafts for game number 1. We'll see who takes the dub here, but Momo-chan, based on the drafts, who do you think has it?
I really like the combo that coming from Carmilla and also Cloud. Carmilla with the Curse of Blood, and the combo comes from the Blazing Duet from Cloud. It's very, very perfect team fight for Cambodia. Especially they have Angela. So, when Angela used the Puppy Boom, the Heart Guard, it will be a long, very, very long team fight for Cambodia and Namibia. They seems they don't have any lock hero except Akai. So if Akai got bursted down by Cambodia, it means it's gonna be a GG team fight for Namibia.
And this Claude is now very important to Cambodia's success,
especially for the gold lane, right?
Exactly.
For the first, maybe for in the first game, in the early game, need some time for Cloud to farm up. But yeah, it's gonna be the rotation coming from Cambodia.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 1, match number 1. Cambodia on the blue side, Namibia on the red. Numeroholic already here, getting invaded by the Angela. T trying to do as much as possible. It might be able to steal it away, but it's still going to be Numeroholic who picks it up. T going to be hit down, forced to back up. Early on, very good plays already by both of the sides.
Okay, we'll see. But now, it's already, there's some aggressive movement coming from Cambodia here, and the first blood goes into the Cambodia side. And I think it's going to be 2 members down from Namibia here.
It's very too aggressive, honestly, looking at it right now. Team Namibia went for a very good trade early on. They were actually able to dish out quite a bit of damage towards the Cambodian players, but then they overstayed. 2 members ended up dying there in that skirmish. And again, we have to take a look at Boom here, who's on the Benedetta. Valentina as well here for Team Cambodia that can really just snowball early on. Boom clearing out the waves, going to be ganked here by Numeroholic, but has the dashes to get out. The flickers come in, but it's a bit too late. Boom gets out. And now Lutu is going to be in the midst of it all in a 1v4, still able to sustain so much HP back in. Boom comes in once again, picking up a kill. And it's a 3-0 start for Team Cambodia.
Wow. Okay, did you see how Boom trying to manage the team fight just now? The skirmish between Boom and also everyone coming from Namibia. But look at that. From Kufra, still trying to punish Boom, but we know how hard to catch Benedetta, right? He can still dive out and dive in wherever she wants, and it's not easy for Namibia to catch up these kind of heroes.
And now it becomes a disaster, honestly, for Team Namibia. We mentioned early on that the early game is where you need to be very careful up against impunity, up against Cambodia here. And you can already see they're utilizing this early game really well. Alpi is actually going to be in the gold lane. Lutsu picking up that purple buff. Numeroholic completely zoned away from his own jungle as Entropy is going to be caught, immobilized down, tied up by T on that Angela. Numeroholic level 3, 2 levels down. 3 levels down. Oh my goodness, it's such a one-sided game so far, 4-0.
For the first maybe 3 minutes, it's a little bit disaster for Namibia because everything they are whatever they do actually, it's kind of a little bit got countered by Cambodia here. So they kind of a little bit lost for the first 3 minutes, and every skirmish that Cambodia's open, it just goes to, you know, bad thing for Namibia.
Deja has that heavy spin. Boom again, cutting the waves. Trying to sandwich Entropy and Slasher VT. Deja doing a really good job zoning the other members away for Boom to cut the waves and to just create some more pressure to play around the map with. They might actually be looking for a dive right now. Heavy spin catching two. Entropy can be pinned down, but look at the damage coming in from the dispersion. Not enough to take him down. Boom still able to get out with the help of the hard guard. And it's once again Cambodia who picks up a free trade. Down below, Subscott on the Clint, solo killed by Opie.
Okay, it's really it's a bit weird for me because you know how struggle Cloud in the early game, right? But he can solo kill that clean out, so I think it's kind of a little bit a bad situation for Subscope here because he doesn't have any answer how to stop this OP to get the first kill.
Well, now they're only looking to push on even further in the jungle, picking up the purple buff. Numeraholic 4 levels down, won't be able to do anything here in that jungle position. Numeraholic, I don't think he's been able to get anything, any of those. Crazy, look at this, the diversion play up top. Ooh! It's an amazing ambush by Team Cambodia. 1-0 once again. Boom gonna be able to jump in with the final blow. Entropy gonna be caught with a bouncing ball as well, but will be taken down by Boom. Picking up the mega kill, diving in. They are not giving Namibia any space to play. Under the tier 1, they pick everyone up. And
there's no point kill coming from Namibia. Like I said it earlier, it's just the snowballing for Cambodia. They're really dominating the first game. The first 5 minutes.
Domination might be an understatement here. What Cambodia are doing currently, it's a stomp so far. Namibia need to find some space to actually farm up, and you can see from the replay here, Momo-chan.
Yeah.
This dive, you know you're ahead when you can just pull this off without taking any damage.
I know, right? It's kind of hard actually for Namibia. Like I said it earlier, they only have Clean. But Clean will stay in the lane here, trying to punish OP. But you know, OP has a lot of escape ability here. He has that sprint. He also has the battle mirror image, right, to help him comes out. But look at that Lutu with the curse of blood coming through to punish all of the member in the mid lane, and 2-point kill for Cambodia.
Well, it's about to be more here. Entropy gonna be caught. That's going to be a stun coming in as well. Say goodbye to Subscop as he is going to fall under the base turret. Lutu tanking up a storm, but it doesn't matter. They're still able to get out of turret range. And in the mid lane, tier 2 going to be targeted by Team Cambodia, by Opie on the Claude, who has finished his core items on the Claude. 6 minutes in the game. It's a 10,000 gold lead in 6 minutes of game time.
And the gold differences is just way too much here. 10k gold differences, and look at that Numero. He's being forced to use that Hurricane Dance to just get out from the Boom site. Okay, and the Blazing Duet comes in. There you go. I mean, it's just too, you know.
Too painful.
Too painful, yeah.
To deal with. Look, if Subscop gets bursted down, you can kind of understand. If Dumraholic gets melted down as a tank by this Claude, by Deja on the Valentina, by anyone on this team, that's a problem. Namibia, 16 kills down, 0 kills on the board. And it just feels like Cambodia are going to try their best to end it quick. 7 minutes in, remember.
Yeah, and they already get 5 turrets in their hands. So look at that, Deja trying to find someone who's hiding inside the bush, but he only find that Numero was hiding there. And look at the item here for the Cloud. He already has the golden stuff and also the Demon Hunter sword. Especially if you compare to Clean, he just finished his endless battle and maybe will go for the Blade of Despair.
This, look at it, 4,000 gold on the Clint. Only with an endless battle compared to a Claude, who is a late game hero who's already finished the golden staff. Remember, those are the core items for OP right now as they look for a dive once again. Slasher VT coming in for the damage. but will just back off with a flicker. That last Insanity not doing anything, clearing out the wave a bit, but it's Team Cambodia who's looking for another siege in the mid lane.
Yeah, I know, and Slasher doesn't want to take a risk, but he... Oh my god, here comes the final blow, and also the Blessing Duet combo with the Curse of Blood coming from Luto. It suddenly destroyed 4 members from Namibia.
8 minutes, Momo-chan
Oh
currently.
my god.
Impunity. Team Cambodia gonna look for the end right now as they tank up the mini waves. Last Insanity by Slasher VT, clearing it up, buying a little bit more time for Team Namibia to respawn. Zubscop back up, but Team Cambodia just goes for the mid lane base turret, taking 2 base turrets down before the Lord spawns in the Land of Dawn.
And I even think that they don't need that Lord though. With the
Looking at it now, yeah.
with the lane management coming from Cambodia here, I'm pretty sure that they are so aware with the minions lane here. So yeah, look at that Boom, always trying to do the split push here, clear the minion as soon as possible, trying to make all the lane works perfectly for Cambodia here. And even they already infighting Namibia jungler.
This is an absolute disaster for Team Namibia right now.
And it's 13k gold lead for Cambodia.
13k gold lead in 9 minutes. And you know, like you said, maybe they don't need the Lord, but the Lord definitely helps in the end, right? It definitely is going to help them out to end the game as fast as possible. With this Lord taken down and with the wave manipulation that they already have, they can just go straight at it. Lutu can constantly just open up the map without having to care. This is a very tanky Carmilla. This is a Carmilla who is currently, my goodness, 5 levels ahead of the enemy jungler. And now, bottom side, base turret's passive can be taken down. Mid lane, the Lord's gonna be marching in. Impunity looking for the end in the 10th minute of the game. Let's see, with a heavy spin popped in, Deja gonna be able to zone the other members away. Entropy gonna be chained, pinned down onto the wall, as that's gonna be Ulpi targeting the base down to secure game number 1 in a very dominant fashion. An absolute stomp in game 1.
Yeah, I could say that I can say it's very a domination coming from Cambodia, even 0 kill points for Namibia, and it's totally a disaster. But we still have the second game. It's a best of 3 series, and Namibia, I think they have to, maybe prepare their best strategy for now. They cannot wait for the lower bracket, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at it, right, I think the first thing that they can definitely improve has to be the drafts. The drafts is, again, something that's just very important. From the get-go, I do feel like, again, for Team Cambodia, they just did have they had a solid draft, right? The Valentina first pick that was let go was definitely a huge blow. Again, because Valentina dictates the draft. If you already have a Valentina, you don't really need to care about the Akai. You don't really need to care about these big ultimates. And Namibia fell right into that trap, picking up 2 very crucial ultimates. The heavy spin on the Akai and the Luo Yi. Giving the Valentina the opportunity to use diversion while she's already snowballed in the early stage.
They are trying to make, some surprise initiation coming from Namibia, but how Cambodia plays is just way too good. They check every bush, they manage their line here. And let's take a look for the highlight, because our MVP goes into Deja here. Very dominating from Cambodia, and they even didn't give a chance for Namibia. And my question is, how could Clean lose to Cloud in the early game? I mean, okay, if you talk about the basic attack, yes, maybe Cloud still can try to have a 1 versus 1 situation with Clean, but with the ability, with the skills that Clean has, he has more damage rather than Cloud in the early, right? Because Cloud needs some, the first 2 important items, which is his Golden Staff and also Demon Hunter Sword. And Cloud hasn't got the item in the first 3 minutes, but he already lose in the first 3 minutes. So it's kind of a little bit questionable, but I think good game for Namibia in the first game. You guys still have a chance in the second game.
Second game, again, something has to change, right? Firstly, the drafts. Secondly, they really got to improve that gameplay. Again, 3 lanes, and even the jungle, they all lost, right? Every lane was a winning lane for Cambodia, and that just gave Cambodia so much room to play, so many opportunities to create in that early stage, and it all started where? That invade. Early invade went pretty well for Namibia, actually, because T wasn't really able to do much on that Angela. It wasn't able to steal, wasn't able to dish out enough damage to the Akai. But then Namibia overextended in that river for the Lethal Wanderer, and they ended up getting punished. Why? Because Benedetta was able to roam faster than the X-Borg.
Yeah, it's very hard to catch Benedetta, right? Especially even though you bring Kufra, even though you bring Akai, they can lock with their skill, their ability that they have. Akai with the heavy spin, and also the Tempest, the Kufra, right? We know that how strong Kufra with this item, but I think with the domination and how Cambodia plays since in the early game, I think it's very hard for Namibia to catch up here. Okay, and the Tyrant rates at the Tyrant defense, it just doesn't work for Namibia because every time Kufra jumps in with this only the dominance ice coming from Kufra, it won't make him to stay too long. And because of the burst damage coming from the Cambodia here, Angela just need to tank the turret damage and they just want to finish the objective as soon as possible. And our match MVP goes to Deja from Cambodia for our mid laner here. Like you said, he can copy everyone, right? He can copy the diversion, he can copy the heavy spin. And actually I didn't see much, maybe an initiation coming from Cambodia because Namibia, they are forced themselves to have a skirmish with Cambodia, which is Cambodia is very, very happy with that.
That's how they usually play, right? They really like to go for those early skirmishes, using that to snowball.
Yeah.
And a player spotlight here as well for Boom. If your MVP is Deja, we gotta take a look at Boom because in that XP lane, like I mentioned, on the Benedetta, he was an absolute monster, constantly cutting the waves, getting the pressure, and rotating across the map. He was everywhere.
He was everywhere, yeah.
He's so active as an XP laner. The damage dealt is pretty crazy considering, again, you're usually just cutting waves in that XP lane, buying time and distracting.
Right. And how patient he is, right? When he knows that 4 versus 1 and Boom really needs some help and the rotation coming from Cambodia, he stepped out a little bit. Then after that, after all of the players from Namibia got poked by Angela and also by Lutu here, he goes back in. Boom comes in. And this is what Cambodia needs. Just need to play a little bit with the time here.
He got so many big moments as well. Yep. He got a final blow, petrify onto 4 people, I believe, in that mid lane. So right now, these are the heroes that might have to be banned out, right? We know that the Valentina is a problem for Namibia. It was the main problem. They are MVP for match 1, game number 1. So for Namibia, they might actually want to ban that out here because they might actually swap sides. Again, we don't know if they're going to swap sides. It really depends on them. If they want to stay on that red side to pick up 2 heroes in the first phase, or if they want to just pick that Valentina for themselves, or just get that first pick for themselves. Because one hero has got to be left open this time around. It's just super risky, though, up against Cambodia, who have just a better grasp at the meta looking at game 1.
Yeah, because if you try to contest Valentina and also Akai, right? I think I will go still for Valentina because he has the damage from the shard as well.
More
the
flexible.
Arcane shard, more flexible. It can goes to jungler. It can it can goes to jungler. It can goes to roamer as well. And especially he can copy with the I'm you, right? The heavy spin or maybe the Tyrant rage or even from the X-Borg or even though from Loi here. So I think a lot of things that Valentina can do. If you want to try to deny the Valentina pick, I think you have to ban it out or maybe trying to get the first pick here because I'm pretty sure that Namibia should be the first pick for our second game.
Should be, right? They have the option to take a side, I do believe, here, if they want to go for the blue side or the red side. But it really depends on their strategy, right? If they want to take those 2 heroes, we know that the Akai Luo Yi combo can work. But up against a team like Cambodia, Impunity, that's representing Cambodia, this is a team, again, with so much experience. They know these cheesy drafts won't really work. These cheesy strategies won't really work against this experienced team. So Namibia might have to rethink their strategy coming into game number 2, as we are still waiting on the teams to get ready. The players are already, strategizing.
Yeah, I think they are trying to discuss what's the best strategy for Namibia. But if you talk about the draft for the game number 1, personally, I didn't like that Aloy pick
Yeah,
because
for
you
sure.
still
I
you
agree.
still have a lot of mid lane that can give maybe an early damage, such as Lilia, right?
That's very sustainable as well.
Yes, because he has the black shoes here, right? But because of Loi, maybe Loi has a little bit damage. But you know, when you face all of the diving heroes such as Benedetta, also Valentina, Loi damage is not gonna be enough.
It's going to be very tough
That's right.
for the Loyi. You saw that the Loyi was just constantly dove on.
Yeah.
We'll see how they draft in game number 2 as we are going to get straight into
Let's
it, ladies
go.
and gentlemen. Right here, the draft, or the players first. We're going to take a look at the player cams before we head on over to the draft that is now begun. Namibia on the blue side, so they have opted to swap their sides. Fanny's still going to be the first bando by Team Namibia.
Okay, and we'll see. We'll see what will happen with the draft ban and pick here. What will Namibia brings to us?
Man. Looking at it again, Cambodia now banning the Wan Wan. All right, so we are already seeing a change here with the Wan Wan ban, with the Fanny ban as well. And now we're going to take a look at the ban coming in from Namibia.
I think Cambodia will try
Leomord?
to.
I think they need to ban Leomord.
I think they have to ban Leomord, especially, or maybe they can try to contest that Leomord and also Martis, if they want to, because letting go Kaja, I think it's gonna be the bad option for Cambodia.
Oh, but look what they banned. The Valentina, the respect given
Coming
over to
straight,
Deja.
yeah.
Very, very good choice. A wise choice by Team Namibia. But there you go. The Kaja still banned out. Cambodia just really hates Kaja. 2 games in a row with the Kaja ban. And now Team Namibia will go for their final ban, perhaps of the series. Match point, remember. Cambodia can take the game here. Take the match right here. Martis, like you mentioned, going to be banned out, leaving that Leomord open, but also leaving a very interesting hero open. Momo-chan.
Okay, it's gonna be, I think.
Okay, Leomord ban. Never mind.
Funny is going as already been banned. Martis as well. Yeah, they banned Povius in the first game. So Namibia, they have a lot of option. Aka is still there if they want to.
Okay, they go for the Ruby first
Ruby
pick, which is a honestly
Okay.
very questionable move, right? Again, Ruby usually is a very situational hero currently in the meta, where if you're up against a lot of melee heroes, it really works out. But now Cambodia has a chance to. They're hovering over to Zask. Last time they hovered over a crazy hero, they ended up picking it.
I think it's just a shadow pick.
I think, right?
Oh, but there you go, Beatrix.
Beatrix, they're not changing. The Zask is still there. I honestly, looking at it, I think they can pull it off, the Zask. Considering that now Namibia have opted to go for Ruby, a hero that needs to be in that melee range.
Or maybe Lilia, like I said earlier.
Oh, they go for
That's
Faramis,
one.
another hero that's just still very good despite the nerfs towards the Faramis. We know that the Cult Altar now, the members have to be within that range
Yeah.
to actually get the Cult Altar effect. But still,
Yeah, it got nerfed
with
before.
Sprint, you can definitely just follow your teammates around. Faramis Beatrix becomes the choice.
The problem is if you have Faramis, it means you will have longer team fight or longer skirmish for your team, right? So it's actually, especially Namibia, they only pick Ruby as the initiator and they have Lolita. So this Ruby will goes into the EXP lane. And the initiation will come from the Numian Blast of Lolita with the Popol Kupa for the gold laner.
I actually like the Lolita pick and the Popol Kupa pick, especially the Lolita pick though, right? As the Lolita right now, the pickup is just really makes sense up against the Beatrix.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You can stop practically everything that comes out of the Beatrix. And also with the Popol and Kupa,
Ooh,
you
Matilda.
basically pick up a counter in the gold lane against that Beatrix. It's a winning lane, a winning matchup. But Cambodia, they're sticking to what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That Carmilla was one of the keys to victory as well for Cambodia. No one was able to melt her down.
Yeah, I would like to see what the combos come from Cambodia here, because in the first game we've seen the combo from the Curse of Blood and also with the Blazing Duet from Cloud, right? But now for the gold laner they only have Batrick, which is, we know there's a lot of nerf and also buff for this hero. Yes, they made some adjustment for Batrix, but the Nibiru's damage is way higher right now.
It's a lot of damage early on as well in the trades. You do quite a lot, but up against a Popol 1v1, Popol should have that advantage early on. But remember, in game 1, Claude versus Clint, we also mentioned that Clint should have gone the dub early on in the laning phase, but wasn't able to get it, right? So now Cambodia with the Loyi ban, respecting Namibia in that first game.
Yep.
Namibia still sticking to that lane though. Last time they also banned out the Hayabusa. We might actually see that as well. A hero that we've seen many times from Cambodia. Lilia, the hero that you recommended, Momo-chan, in the before the draft started, has been banned out by Team Cambodia.
Yeah, it's gonna be a disaster for farmers, especially, or maybe more dive-in hero from Cambodia later on. So they don't want to take a risk. So they just ban out this Lilia. And Partia, or maybe Eve, it's gonna be the option for Namibia. Or maybe if they want to pick Angela, they can too.
Definitely can pick that Angela. We saw how effective it was in game 1 by Team Cambodia. But the Benedetta will actually be the respected ban coming in for Team Namibia against Cambodia. First pick in the second phase by Team Cambodia currently now. Oh, this is definitely a dive comp. If they actually want to go for the Lapu, they've already hovered over the Lapu. With the Faramis, with the Carmilla, they're looking to just dive into the back line that Namibia is trying to create with the front-to-back composition they kind of already have with the Lolita and the Ruby. And just as expected, it is a front-to-back composition for Team Namibia as they're hovering over the Farsa. Veil is a very interesting option, and I think it's an option that can work here up against the Lapu, the Faramis, just heroes that want to dive in, but the Balman will be locked in by Team Namibia. Very interesting hover, shadow pick on the Vexana.
Ooh.
And it's picked up by Team Namibia.
But Vexana has a lot of, I can say maybe a potential for the team fight here, because he has the ultimate right now. It's totally different than the older one. And Bowman is gonna be the jungler for Namibia, which is it's very actually sustained for Namibia, because they have Lolita, they have Ruby, they have Balmond. If the Balmond goes with the defensive item here, I think it's enough damage from Popol Kupa and also Vexana. It depends on how they set up the team fight here. But the Cambodia, they still go for this Angela pick. Interesting.
T on that Angela, an absolutely lethal player in game number 1. We'll see how both teams execute their game plans here. But again, in terms of the draft, I will have to say that personally for me, I like Team Cambodia's draft a bit better with that Ruby first pick. I do feel like the priority.
You go with the Namibia?
No, I'm going for Cambodia, but
Cambodia.
because
okay.
I feel like that Ruby first pick really kind of again, for me personally, was
it's too expensive.
It's too expensive to leave out a lot of heroes open. Like again, that Beatrix, that Faramis.
And especially, I know that Cambodia playstyle is just way more, solid if you compare to Namibia. They have a plan. Meanwhile, Namibia, they are kind of a little bit driven away with from Cambodia. So I think I will go for Cambodia for the second game, but we will see how it goes for the game number 2.
Let's dive into the Land of Dawn for game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, match point for Team Cambodia. They can look to end things here. And we'll see already here in the jungle. Lutu starting on that purple buff. Numero going to be starting on the orange buff. T doing the same thing here. Numeraholic just waiting to use that retribution. And we'll be able to claim it without any problems. Deja has already rotated though. You can already see that pressure. They've actually left that mid lane. Mortic will actually be losing out in the XP department, and Lutu again early on are already going to be able to take that purple buff, knowing that Numeraholic has used that retribution early on. Numero is already a level down. 1 buff start for Team Namibia.
Because they are very confident with the damage that they have in the early, especially with they bring this Faramis and also T. So it will very hard for Namibia if they are trying to force themselves to have skirmish with Cambodia. And now boom, still giving a pressure as well towards Slasher in the bottom lane here. I don't see any problem, and the playstyle coming from Boom, it's just, he just need to cut the lane.
Numeraholic is not getting any farm. Lutu cleared out the entire top side, and guess what Boom did with the help of T? They cleared out the entire bottom side.
Yep.
So Lutu and Boom have completely shut Numeraholic down early on. He's still level 2 as a Bowman, a hero that usually picks up the Demon Slayer emblem, by the way, has now opted to go for the Festival of Blood here. That may be the reason as to why they're not really able to find a lot of these jungle creeps early on.
Yeah.
And you can see instantly Impunity, Team Cambodia going into that turtle side. Boom, stunning Numero down. Lutu picking up that turtle with Retribution. Mortic going to be dove on once again. Deja getting a beautiful Shadow Stampede. It's a double kill for Boom, and they're looking for the triple kill. Entropy under the tier 2 will not be able to escape. That's going to be a 3-man dive with the help of the Cult Altar to survive.
And with the triple kill that Boom has in the early 2 minutes, it's going to make Boom lead more level, lead more items as well. It's going to be the disaster for NC because he only has the level 3. So it's 2 level lead by Boom.
Oh man. And he gets the purple buff again. Lutu is able to get out. Momo-chan.
Oh no. So
It's the same
invasion,
story.
yeah,
It's deja vu.
the invasion coming from Cambodia is not stopping. They are keep doing the same thing because they know they bring 2 support here, Angela and also Feramis. So it means the team fight and the skirmish is way longer for Cambodia.
They can do whatever they please actually
and
right now,
Deja
Cambodia.
can try to pull everyone with the Ghost Blaster here.
I think the main problem for this Bowman is definitely that the emblem that he's decided to go for, right? He's opted to go for the Festival of Blood up against Carmilla with the Demon Slayer. That's why Lutu is able to just stop him from doing anything in the early stage. They're literally just suffocating Team Namibia as they are going to be able to pick up another kill up top. Team Cambodia already now translating, converting objectives on the board. Boom in the bottom side. It's a 1v4 and Boom is going to be able to win it all. Jumping in with the bravest fighter with the help of the hard guard. Entropy going to be taken down as well. It's a disaster for Team Namibia. A double kill for Boom. 1v4.
Okay, 1v4 situation, and still, as the game seems like the game number 1, Namibia seems seems very lost. This seems very lost because they don't win any skirmish. They don't have any kill points here, and as the replay show, look at that Boom with the hard guard coming in from T. He can kill everyone in front of him, and even the strongest one, such as the roamer. The damage just melt down everywhere.
Oh, well, they're going for a slasher VT, trying to go for I'm offended, but will just be gunned down by OP on the Wesker. Entropy with the shield, able to buy a little bit more time, but OP is looking for that double. Picks it up with the gold shield as well. Impunity representing Team Cambodia, and they're doing really well for their country currently.
Yeah, that's right. And now, Namibia, what they should do, because even though they are trying to do the split push thing here, I think it's kind of a little bit dangerous as well because, with the rotation that coming from Cambodia, they can get shut down really easy. Especially they are leading way too much right now. And now look at that, I'm offended coming from Slicer. But look at the cover that coming from Impunity here. Lutu trying to cover OP, and meanwhile, T will come with a hard guard, so it's not easy to take down all of the members from Cambodia.
Boom just picks up a double kill from out of nowhere, picking up a Hunter Strike as well. OP now looking for the damage, sieging the turret down with a Bennett's Rage though. That's going to be the kill picked up. A double again for OP. Man, 4-0. It might be a 0-kill game this time. Cambodia dropped the kill in game number 1. They're looking for that tier 2 now in the mid lane. And honestly, Momo-chan, this is another, it's a deja vu from game number 1. And this is a dominant performance by Team Cambodia.
Okay, I'm so confused as well, right, Mirko? Because, like I said, earlier, whatever they do, whatever their strategy they want to bring for the second game, they will get just melted down very easily. Look at that, Numero Homlik in the middle taking the purple buff. He also got ganking by the four member from Cambodia here.
Bravest Fighter with a flicker comboed in. That's a double kill.
Wow,
Looking
the
for the
hard
triple
gun.
kill under the base.
Ooh!
And it will be able to pick up a third kill, even though they will have to drop one over to Namibia. They're looking for the end in 6 minutes of game time. Here with the mini wave still coming in.
Oh,
They're
no.
tanking it up. Picking up a kill onto Numero Holic under the base. And for now, Namibia, they're still able to defend.
They are still able to defend because there's no minion that comes in the middle lane. And now Cambodia, they have to step out a little bit here. They cannot force the team fight inside the base of Namibia, because even though Boom finally got shuttered down, first point kill for Namibia, but it's just a way to dominating from Cambodia here. So I think Namibia, they have to maybe waiting for a miracle comes to win the team fight or maybe the skin.
Oh, I think a miracle. You put it well. Miracle. That's a miracle, right? It's a miracle if Namibia can actually come back here, because look at the goal deficit.
It's way too much, you know. Almost like 24k?
Say 13K,
Sorry,
I think.
14Ks?
Yeah, 14K.
I think, yeah, it's just way too dominating, but no members coming in. But look at that, only one member, which is, it's gonna be Lutu, but the Call Altar coming from DJ, and DJ will make the team fight more sustained for Cambodia, and the triple kill for OP, and it's totally wiped out.
It's a wipe out for Team Cambodia as they secure the first win in IESF 2022 for the MLBB division. An absolutely dominant game and a dominant series, 2-0.
Wow. Actually, it's hard maybe for Namibia, because it's totally a domination coming from Cambodia here. But good game. Namibia will try to continue their journey in a lower bracket.
Again, you know, a performance that just was unexpected. A very dominant performance. Namibia, even though they were the underdogs, we expected them to pull off some you know, good plays across the map. In the 2 games that we saw so far, it was an absolute stomp. Cambodia just had Namibia's number every step of the way.